Hello, class. Kenny Wayne does that. He's got great. Those are great when you're playing. I never do that. But I think it's cool when people do that. The old swipe, you know. I don't know why I started talking about that. How you doing, guys? It's just Larry. Uncle Larry. It's Wednesday. Wednesdays are rough. Wednesdays are rough for old Larry. Hardest day of the week. I'm gonna switch chairs. This thing's squeaky. Driving me nuts. Wednesdays, I have to have Marshall to school by 7:40, which is brutal. Then they got early release Wednesdays. That's rough. But, you know, such is parenting, as you guys well know. And I hope everybody's doing great out there. I got my thinking and drinking cup. You remember this Bart Allman's podcast? Bart Allman Brothers, my old buddy. Sweet, sweet guy he is. I got some VCB stuff. I wanted to make a few comments. Got the old SG out, 60 something. I can't remember, 2 or 3 or 1. I can't remember what it is, but it's great. Little tiny neck, but man, is it fun to play. The only guitar I ever kept the nylon saddles on. It would probably be better with steel, but I'm afraid to change it because it just feels so good right now. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I've been wrong before, plenty of times. Plenty of times. You're not wrong. Oh God, what's going on out there? I had the boys yesterday and we drove around a little bit, and I don't know why. I just felt led to drive by that school where that happened. This is a bit of a tribute, and there was all these news people out there, and it was easy to drive up and down, but man, it was just overwhelming being there to see that. And a lot of people out there, all these like memoriams and stuff, and it's just terrible. That's God, it's just, I wish there was some way around all that shit. Thanks for all the kind comments in yesterday's volume 204. Today's 205. Let me get up to date here on the old Homeskoolin channel. Let me pull up the right one. I might have to get the corporate eye out too, which is still broken. I promise I'm gonna get some new glasses soon. I swear I'm gonna. It's just not been a priority. I don't know what it is. I'm going to do it, I swear. Okay, so I wanted to say one thing about that Beatles song I just played, Hey Bulldog, which is a great song. You know, everyone thinks we're operating on a 12-note scale here in the Western civilization, but we're actually using more notes than that. And we're all doing it. We don't even realize we're doing it. Lennon, you know, at the end of that chorus, if you're lonely, he's clearly, precisely in between the F sharp and the F. on purpose because it sounds cool as hell. The tension created by that in between the notes thing, you know. He also did it a lot on his minor to major thirds, you know. He would sing in between the notes. And someone told me once that he said that his music could not be written down because he sings in between the notes. I don't know if he ever really said that, but somebody told me that he said that. John Lennon, I'm talking about. He was a singer for the Beatles. You know, I tried to go to, unrelated, I tried to go to that guitar show that was, that happened in Nashville last weekend. It was a total fail. I went on Sunday and I brought my two boys. Mistake number one. Marshall's great. He's 10. He loves guitars, but Leo is only 7 and he is not into it. And that boy just drove me nuts the whole time. I said, Leo, just stay with me, man, for 1 hour, man. And he wouldn't. He just kept running off into way up into the stands at this big agricultural center. And I was trying to talk to people and I kept looking for him. I couldn't find him. I'm thinking all these terrible things are happening to him. And after about 45 minutes of that, I just was like, fuck it. I'm getting him and we're going home. I was pissed. I just wanted to look at some guitars, talk to some people. But man, he was not having it that day. And I'm never bringing him to another guitar show ever again. He blew his chance. Marshall's cool. He's into it. But Leo's got to grow up a little bit before I can do shit like that with him. That drove me nuts. A lot of comments about what I said yesterday in that video about, you know, originality in music. A lot of people kind of on board with what I'm saying, you know. And a lot of people pointed out references of music that they thought was totally original. And 99% of those comments were all 50 years and older musical statements. Which goes to show you, you know, there was a lot of groundbreaking shit happening in the 60s, late 60s, 70s, early 70s. And then it kind of ended. And then it was like, you know, then started the recycling process, which is cool, you know. But another guy said, you know, I pinned the comment because it made sense to me. He said, music is like language. You are allowed to write a book with words and sentences that already exist. You just make up your own story. You should be allowed to write songs with pre-existing elements. I mean, that's absolutely, if I was smart, that's what I would have said. So, okay, let's move on from that. Again, with all that being said, of course, always strive for originality, you know. I mean, don't just sit down with an attempt to copy somebody. I mean, when I do my little jams and stuff, I try to do some shit that I don't think anybody's done before, but they probably have, you know. So I'm not all precious about it. So, all right. Hey, Tom, here's a question from the VCB, some hot VCB. If you could own one legendary guitar, what would it be? Like Page's Les Paul, Macabre, Keith Richards guitar, or Johnny Thunders? Or do you even care? I don't really even care, honestly. I mean, if it was strictly a resale value thing, and I got to keep the money after, it would be Willie Nelson's Trigger for sure. But as a guitar to play, I think the only one I ever really lusted after was Billy Gibbons' Les Paul. And I don't even know if it's a great one. I've never touched it, but I'm sure it is. But I'd like to give that thing a good whack. Give it a good whacking. Give it a good talking to. Get those damn light strings off of there. Sorry, Billy. Man. He came by the studio the other day when we were making that record. And we might have a little something special in store for that. Just for those who are keeping score at home. What a sweet, sweet, sweet dude. Hey, Tom, if you had to choose one of your videos that shows off your best playing, what would it be? I hate everything I play. I could never do that. I hate everything I do. It's a curse. I think I've never watched one of my videos and went, wow, that's great. It doesn't exist. Okay. Hey, Tom, what's the funniest comment you've ever gotten on any homeschooling episode? I know what it is. This guy, I can't remember who said it, but it fucking cracked me up, man. You guys know how I love to collect football cards, old cards, right? I said in one of the videos, you know, a Joe Namath rookie from 1965 is worth like $35,000 in great condition. And the guy said, For $35,000, Joe Namath will come and DJ your party. Which is probably actually true, and it's funny as hell. God damn, that's funny. That made me laugh. Whoever said that out there, you win. You win. The funniest comment of all time. Okay, what else do I got here? I guess I was going to talk about some pedals. Yeah, check it out. I'm going to get into some pedals. This is that pedal that Craig Snyder sent me. Check it out. Pete Cornish EQ. That's what I used to make that loop. I got that really squonky middle. The don was the Firebird 2 P90s in the middle with a bunch of compression in this. And then that bass part was an old Harmony H22, and I totally gacked the sound with this to make it sound like Paul. And this is a great pedal. I guess Craig helped design this with Pete Cornish or something like that. That's what he said. But thank you, Craig. This is going to be a permanent fixture at my homeschooling setup here. And I also wanted to show you this. You know, my sweet son Marshall, who is getting pretty damn good on the guitar, I got to say. He doesn't have any kind of pedal board, so I thought, well, he needs a pedal board, and I don't want to give him any of mine, of course. So I just was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy some pre-existing pedal board on Reverb, something that's already built. I don't even care what's on it, and just take a chance and just see, because I don't want to go through the trouble of like wiring one up and doing all that shit. So I found one that looked pretty reasonable. A bunch of pedals I would never personally use or anything, but I thought, fuck, it's probably good. It was all wired up, and here's what I ended up with. I'll show you. This is kind of fun. Let me turn this amp off. It's gonna get loud. Put this guitar down. So here's what I bought. You can see I added a couple things already, but it's a small board that some guy made. He said he used it in church. It's just got a bunch of shit. You can tell I put this on here and this, but the rest was already on here, okay? And I learned a lot from this experience, and here's why. Like, you know, Larry's an old dog, and he doesn't really like new tricks. But this thing right here is badass. This volume pedal with the built-in tuner and shit, Ernie Ball. This isn't bad. This Plumes fuzz. This is amazing, and it's way better than the looper I'm using. So if you like loopers, get one of these. I already used these, and this I've never really been crazy about, to be honest. I've tried it a few times. But what's really cool is this crazy box that connects the two, and it's like an expression thing that sends both these pedals into madness, you know, regeneration, which is really cool. And I've never used anything like that, but I would if I knew about it. It had two horrible sounding overdrives on it that I immediately took off. I'm not going to tell you what they were, but I put this big jam on here and this Shanks pedal, which is okay, and good enough for my boy there, and it sounds really good. And I gotta say, this is a pretty cool board. I would actually use this, you know, if it was up to me. You know, it's fine. It's good. And I like learning about new things. You know, everyone thinks I'm all stuck in my ways, which I am. But yeah, that's it. So I hope everybody's good, and that's probably it for today. Short video. Hang loose. Stay cool. Have a beer. All right, over and out, class. Class dismissed.